guys, we are live. Welcome back to Training Well Burros. I think we have one person on already.
All right.
Can you hear us?
Can you understand MaryJo? She just came back from a dentist.
Yeah, floss your teeth, guys. I had a cavity.
Do you need a spit cup or anything?
We can hear you. Yay. Thank you, Hannah. All right, so let's get started, guys. Today's topic is from trust to first touch. So when we first bring the donkeys home, we don't try to touch them right away, right?
Right. We want to establish a pattern. We want to calmly come and go, to feed them, clean the pen slowly and predictably.
When we're working with them, we want to be spending about 15 minutes in the pen at a time. Even if you're just cleaning the pen or throwing hay, we had one almost jump out just from bringing the hay sled in. We used these sleds and scared the gajebers out of her.
Literally, yeah. I mean, a little pine. It's a plastic sled that we use for like ice fishing or hauling firewood. Works great for hauling hay, but it does make scratchy, scary sounds when you drag it across the gravel. And I drug it right into the pen. I didn't even think about it. And this poor little donkey had only been here less than a week, and she went ballistic. Think of like a super ball and a super ball in a dryer. I mean, this donkey was bouncing after everything. Got a cut on her forehead. So it was not very considerate of me to not think of that.
He had to freeze and then get the sled out underneath the panels instead of trying to drag it back out because it was just too much for her. So when you're going into the pens, about 15 minutes at a time, and then go into a different pen or go out of the pen and give them a break. And you're going to keep doing this, be predictable. They're going to know what to expect. They'll start learning to be able to read your body language. Even when you're not trying to show them, they're learning.
Yep.
Now, guys, make sure you put in there any questions that you have that come up. We do have one that was sent to me yesterday, and I don't remember their name because I can't find it now, but I did see the question. So put them in the comments, and if we don't get them to them today, we'll get to them tomorrow.
You bet.
So consistency and presence, they matter. Like, that's the most important thing for your initial progress. I'm not asking them anything, but I'm noticing everything. So are you okay? Do you have to be on the other end? Are you in the corner because I'm there? Make sure they always have a way out, or you're going to get hurt.
Yeah. It's always good for establishing trust if they always have a way out. Nothing good's from cornering a wild donkey or a wild horse. Nothing good comes for that.
You want all of your movements to be slow and deliberate, because they're going to get scared so easily, so fast. At this stage, I do not turn my back on them at all because I don't know if they might be like wanting to attack me. We're going to be watching signs of curiosity for them, like blinking, chewing, putting their head low, just looking relaxed, if their ears are moving around or if they're just pinned on you. All of that is telling us little signs of how they feel.
Yep.
It's not about what we do to them. We're really watching and observing. Now, when we do move on to first touch, we do like to let them come to us.
Yeah, definitely.
That's our favorite way. We've had some that they won't come to us, though.
Right, and then it's kind of a compromise where they step, you step, or yeah, as you said it. Yeah.
So when they come to us, what we're looking for is not touch right away. It is, will you eat from my hand? When we are moving to touch, a lot of those first touches are on accident.
Totally, yeah. A nostril bumping a pinky finger, something like that. It can be a paradigm shift in the training process. Those accidental touches really, they add up. And it's kind of funny. You try to cause an accidental touch, and it just doesn't happen. It's always by accident.
Now, when we're impatient and we are not waiting for them to approach us, like Rosa and Pine, both of them, we used like a carriage whip. And then I would take that where I used to, at the very beginning, I would take like a flag and touch them with it and retreat. And if they moved, I would just keep it out there till they stopped moving, and then I would retreat. But when I did it last time with Rosa, I just went by the silhouette of her body. And I would do that from like 10 feet away. And then I would take a step closer and do it. And then each day I might have to start at 10 feet away.
Right. And it was with Rosa. Yeah, literally, she was the end of that stick, which was about, it might have been 10 feet long, 8 feet long with 2 feet with her arm, like doing a contour of her body along her back, but it was this far above her back. And early on, she couldn't even go from like the tail to her withers she just couldn't take it anymore.
And she would flinch. Like a fly is landing on her, she would flinch.
Mm-hmm.
So I would know I could take a step closer when she was no longer flinching. And we would do that really slow and steady until I could keep taking steps towards her. And then eventually I brought Seamus in to help.
The calm heartbeat to help out.
Oh, and the reason I did that was there was a young mule who was like not happy, and then another mule on the other side. Or no, it was a horse, a Mustang on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, we have 2 elevated heart rates.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want her to be calm, but I got chaos around her. So that's why I brought in Seamus to help. It worked well.
Yep.
So watching for all those different signs, if they're flinching, if they look like they have a fly landing on them, but they don't. Did you see a comment?
No, I was just seeing if I could.
Waiting for them to approach us or lean, even just leaning. Like they'll be standing, but their legs will be like this. And so it's not like a big lean. It's just really, really small things that we're watching for.
Yeah, you've got them when they lean one hair towards you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's microscopic, but when you notice that they lean to you just a little bit, back off the pressure, give them a snack if they'll take it. But yeah, they need a reward for that leaning towards you.
And turning and walking away from them is a reward. Like we'll walk to the other end of the pen.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Yeah, it's when you reward that little teeny tiny try, that little bit of lean towards you, it's kind of cute when you walk away from them to the other side of the pen, you turn around and look. Sometimes they kind of got that look like, well, where are you going? What? Can you come back?
You're creating curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Watch that curiosity kick in.
Now, it's so important that you don't trap them. So I was working with somebody who had reached out to me. They wanted help with their wild burros that they were working on. And when I went over there, she was getting herself into a kicking and biting range. You have to be so careful. Do not corner them. Make sure they always have a way out. This person had been kicked and bit by her donkeys, and you can avoid that by avoiding that they have a way out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you can avoid that. And I think we said it the other night, and I'll just say it again. These donkeys would rather not be dangerous or bite you or kick you. They have no choice. When you corner them, you push it too fast, you're going to get kicked or you're going to get bit. We have not had to deal with that because we give them the respect. We don't corner them. We watch for that body language, and you can do this safely, and it can be a lot of fun.
And you have to watch for all the really small things that they're telling you by leaning or flinching. They're communicating with you for sure.
Something MaryJo points out to me when she's observing me, the wrinkle behind the lips. A donkey that's just normally got a young donkey doesn't have any wrinkles, nice smooth along her lips. And MaryJo will say, well, that she's taken in a lot of stress. She's got wrinkles on her face. And suddenly this 3-year-old donkey looks like a 90-year-old donkey because they do literally have wrinkles around their lips that they didn't have 10 minutes ago.
And they get that before they get the parrot lip.
Yep.
So it's like
they do, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're stoic, so we have to really watch all of the small changes that happen. So now tomorrow we're going to be talking, what are we going to talk about tomorrow? Oh, we still have to do our question too. We're going to talk about introducing the halter.
Oh, tomorrow, introducing the halter.
Yeah, when to do it and how to keep everything calm. Okay. Now, if you guys have any likes, I sure appreciate it if you send me, or I said that wrong. Sorry, my mouth is really weird today. Okay, so.
It's a dentist thing.
Yeah, floss your teeth. So send me your questions. And the question that we had yesterday was about getting your donkey to cross water, what to expect. And I actually have quite the story about Seamus. So I had taught Seamus to cross water. Then we went to Arizona in the wintertime to ride. And we got to a spot that had water. There was a big boulder on one side. The water was knee deep and it was like black. So I thought I could just get a stick and just hit him on his butt to get him to go. And I tried and tried. I felt like forever. Everybody's waiting for me. Well, eventually he jumped. He landed on a log and he fell over. He fell on me. And so Hannah got on Seamus and just found a different way to get around the water. And he crossed every water after that just fine. He never ever put up a fight with the water again. So go slow, give them breaks. I did learn something recently with trailer training. Like when you're having them work away from the trailer and then resting by it, you work for like 30 seconds and then let them rest for 1 or 2 or 3 minutes. So if you're like trying to get them to cross water, you can practice this with the tarp. The tarp could represent water. So you work on for like 30 seconds doing circles, and it's not that it has to be fast, but you're asking them questions and then let them go rest next to the scary thing for 1 to 3 minutes. And keep doing that till they get curious enough to go on the scary object.
Yes, that is the best way to get them used to a scary object. And it is hard to replicate a creek exactly in your training pen. In the past, we have used, after a rainstorm, we've had puddles in the driveway. We just went out there and said, well, let's put our sandals or Crocs on. We're going to get wet. And we used to, when we get the opportunity, introduce them to water crossing and try and introduce them to water before you have to cross water. Because if you have to get somewhere, if you're on a group ride and you're the only one that won't cross water, it can be frustrating. And when you're frustrated, it's hard to communicate with your donkey. So water obstacles, do everything you can to introduce them to water before you have to cross water. And I suggest, unless you have that perfect driveway, we all get puddles in our driveway after a rainstorm. Take advantage of that opportunity. It's a gift from above. Go work them in that driveway.
Heck yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming on with us, and we will see you tomorrow introducing the halter.
That is going to be a doozy.
Yes.
We have got halter stories. Oh, boy.
All right. Have a great night.